Vietnam is with more than 70% population engagement and divided into 8 different ecological regions. Although industrial production and service has increased sharply, agricultural production is still important activity for the greatest part of rural population. Each agroecological region has a specific typical cropping pattern and agricultural system which created diversity of Vietnam agriculture. According to IPCC, Vietnam is the one to most seriously affected countries by climate change. Natural disaster, typhoons, flooded, drought occur more fierce. Agriculture is considered as the most affected and seriously by climate change. Actually, in recent years, extreme climate events seriously affected agricultural production, such as chili coal in North region in 2008 and 2010, too heavy concentrated and late coming rain in 2008, prolonged flood in central coastal regions in 2010, according to scenarios of sea level rise and climate change up to 2100 in Vietnam. Average temperature will increase from 1.2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. In agriculture, all activities of agricultural production development aim at national general target, which approved by governments and Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, MAD, including growth raised by 20%, poverty growth reduced by 20%, and greenhouse gas emissions reduced by 20%. For science research, what could be conducted to contribute for above targets? Research activities should be concentrated on adaptation to sea level rise, temperature increases in regarding to improve resistance against unfavorable climate, temperature, soil penetration, drought, disease epidemic should be. Research strategies are mentioned on above issues. Concerning research to respond to climate change, the Institute of Agricultural Environment focused on the assessments of climate change impact on agriculture, the vulnerabilities to farmers and rural areas, greenhouse gas emission in agriculture, GHG, adaptation and mitigation measure, together with the national and ministerial research programs. IAE collaborates with CEAT, ADB, World Bank, JICA, as well as scientists from different countries to solve the question. Through farmer survey and field study, Institute for Agricultural Environment has been evaluating autonomous measures which farmers are applying in their farms and improve these measures to be promising adaptation measures with lowest cost for expanding over the country. The other activities are evaluating measures of the greenhouse gas emission reduction, especially focus on fertilizer application and adjust suitable fertilizer amount to reduce the CH4 emission on rice cultivation. Research and development biochar to help farmers make use agricultural residues, especially straw, to increase carbon sequestration in soil and reduce greenhouse gas emission. At present, Institute for Agricultural Environment is closely cooperates with CEAT to conduct research on autonomous adaptation and resilience in semi-arid regions in Ninh Thuận province, especially drought tolerance crop cultivation for dry region in central coastal region. Together with Fundamental Research Institute for Agricultural Environment has been concentrating on mitigation measures on greenhouse gas emission, GHG, as well as adaptation measures for some cropping patterns in typical ecological regions, then propose integrated solution to expand these measures. Basically, it is clear that in the Mekong River Delta region, about 1 million hectares of land will be submerged. Land of the Red River Delta will be salted. Challenges for rice production and food security are very big. Hence, for agricultural science in particular, environmental science in general, we should pay attention on related activities to change in cropping patterns farmers experience because climate change occurs daily and farmers have already begun to adapt. We should pay attention to the adaptive capacity to climate change among farmer groups, especially poor farmers along coastal areas, adaptation capacity of resident communities, as well as society's agreement to respond to climate change. Farmers could not produce agriculture by their traditional experiences and need to respond unusual extreme change in climate risks, unpredicted climate events. Climate and weather have changed suddenly and unanticipated for farmers. We would like to suggest that government, local authority supports suitable varieties and financial sources, especially short-duration crop varieties which adapt to climate change, support us to change from flooded rice to rice fish with higher income and climate change in Northeast in Southern District. Vietnam agriculture in particular and global agriculture in general are facing to challenge climate change. Vietnam is trying the best through active policies and targeted programs to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Serious impact of climate change not only affect to agricultural production activities but also national economies which need multidisciplinary collaborations among sectors, inter-ministries to respond, especially to strengthen awareness for local authorities, citizens, and building capacity of communities' adaptability, especially poor people groups.